Talk, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I am your host, Kaitlyn Blum, and today with us we have Regional Superintendent Tennyson and Assistant Regional Superintendent Josh Knuth, and you're here from the Regional Office of Education. So here we're here to talk a little bit about the back-to-school season. Is there anything new or different for this back-to-school season that you'd like to highlight?
So yeah, there's a lot of programs. We basically, what I'm so proud of with our office is we have services for young parents even before their child is born, all the way to young adults who ended up not getting their high school diploma and they're age 17 to 24 and would be interested in coming back and working with us, and we help them get prepared to take the test and get their high school diploma. So we fill that whole age range really from pre-birth to age 24 with the services that we offer. And we're continually looking for new areas that we can help support students and families. And two of the things that we've done this year, our Parents as Teachers program, who are our parent educators who focus on that group from prenatal to age 3, they are out and they are visiting with families on their caseload, but they also recently developed a new Facebook page, and it's called O.W.L for Ogle, Whiteside, and Lee counties. And it's an online space where families and caregivers can find all their local early childhood resources, program events, child care info all in one place. It's kind of an interactive website, and if you on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/OWL Early Childhood and reach that site, and there's just tons of resources on there for young parents and information on how they can get involved with our program if they'd like further services from us. And another thing that we started last year that went really well, we're going to continue this year, is we started offering virtual parent universities. So parents in our 3 counties can get online and join us. We do that once a month. Our first one's going to be on August 28th. And on the 28th, we're going to focus on tools to support your child's mental wellness. And then throughout the year, we have some sessions that are going to include unpacking anxiety, how social media fuels substance abuse among youth, family literacy, and a couple more that we're going to handle. So those went really well for us last year, doing those once-a-month virtual parent universities, and we're looking forward to continuing those.
Wow, I had no clue. I guess when I think of education, I think of kindergarten through 12. So I don't think of before the kid's even born, you already have resources available to parents.
It's a big, if you look at data on young children that have access to services at an early age versus those that don't, there's a huge difference in how quickly they develop, and they tend to do better, and we're all about providing those resources to the families that need it.
That's amazing. I love that. So with back to school season, are you anticipating students are going to be seeing some challenges? Are there some common challenges that might be popping up, or really difficult challenges?
So there's no doubt since COVID, we've seen an uptake in students being stressed, social emotional issues, needing more mental health resources. Sometimes it's hard for them to focus on getting English and math done when they're struggling with other issues outside of school, or maybe some things that are going on in their personal life. So our office has done a lot over the past few years with helping educators learn how to help students more with mental health first aid. We've had a number of people trained in youth mental health first aid, and when they get that training, they're more able to recognize when students are struggling and then to offer them more supportive help. And we're going to be doing a new program this year called Team Mental Health First Aid that we're going to be offering to high schoolers in schools, and it's going to train them to kind of recognize when their friends are starting to struggle and how to kind of be a mentor and offer them support or get them in contact with support. So social emotional continues to be a big thing that we're focused on and working with, and we'll continue to do. And a lot of people don't know, but one of our responsibilities as regional superintendents through the ROE is we run the alternative school for our 24 school districts. So we have 2 programs right here at Foam School in Rock Falls that are all about helping the students that need the most help. And I'll let Josh Knuth talk about that program because he's the superintendent in charge of that school.
Okay.
Yeah, so our alternative school is got our RSVP program, which is for students who have been suspended multiple times from school or expelled from school. It gives them another opportunity to continue their education even though they've been removed from their home school. We have usually around 18 to 24 students in our 2 classrooms that we offer for that program. And then we have another program at that school here at the Film School in Rock Falls called our ALOP program, which is all the Alternative Learning Opportunities program. And that's for students who have maybe some social emotional issues, maybe high school anxiety issues, some attendance issues, just aren't, whatever, for whatever reason, aren't being successful in the general education environment. So they come to our school. We have a smaller class sizes. We keep the class sizes usually between 10 and 13 students max in each classroom. It's an online computer-based program, is the learning platform that they use called Apex. They get all their core courses: English, math, science, social studies, government, civics. And one of the things PE is also in there. And one of the things we're really excited about this year is we are starting a work-based learning program where our students are all of our juniors and seniors and students are going to take this class in the morning, and they're going to learn job skills. Basically, how to write a resume, how to go through an interview process, how to apply for a job, what type of skills you need to be successful in the workforce. They're going to learn all of those skills and attributes and then employ them. We're going to get them employed. We're going to work with their community and our employers in the community to try to get up some of our students that are willing. I mean, we're not going to force them to go get a job, but if they want to do that, they can earn academic credit while they're working. So if they're working at a local business here in Rock Falls, they can get academic credit for that job. A lot of other schools are doing this type of work. The state's really starting to push a lot more of the work-based learning type opportunities for students. So we're excited to get on board with that and really push our students to try to give them more opportunities to be successful after they complete their K-12 education.
Yeah, I like that a lot because when I think about like soft skills and I think about the most vulnerable populations of students, like that's what they tend to lack, right? And when you don't have those soft skills, the employability becomes so difficult. So I love I've talked on panels before about soft skills in the workplace and students. So that just brightens my day to hear that that's something that our Regional Office of Education is addressing.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Chris does a really good job of, and all of our staff at the ROE do a great job of, is we're always constantly looking for different ways that we can impact students and families in our 3 counties and help our students and their parents be more successful, whether it's educationally or in the employment world.
That's awesome. So, since COVID, chronic absenteeism has been like an issue, and it really I know it's improved since COVID, but it's still an issue. So are there things that ROE is specifically doing to combat that?
So yes, COVID was an interesting, challenging time for all of us that are in education. And for a long time, ROEs in statute are given the responsibility to help our school districts with truancy. So when students have missed so many days of school and they're so far behind, they refer them to our office, and then our office has support people that go out and meet with those families and those students to see if they can help. A lot of times the students are so far behind that it's really hard to provide them the support that they need. So right when COVID hit, Josh and I and Angie Garza, our Director of Professional Development and Educational Services, got together and thought, what's something we can be doing for the schools that they can't do? They just don't have the ability to do. And we created our Nexus program. And our Nexus program basically gives any school district that's involved in our program the ability to refer any student to us at any time for any reason. Like, the student may not be a truancy problem, but they may be all of a sudden in the last 2 weeks struggling and failing everything, not doing well in their studies, or they may have noticed that their social emotional outlook and their mood at school is totally different. They refer those students to our office, and then one of our Nexus case manager goes to the house and follows up and checks on the student, checks on the family, checks what they're struggling with. Is there any support that we can give the family? What do they need? I mean, there's been instances of families that were on the verge of getting kicked out of their house because they couldn't pay rent. They were getting utilities turned off we were able to help with. There's been times where family members have asked to get into counseling, mental health counseling or drug counseling, and we've been able to refer them to the appropriate agencies to get that started and get it going. So that additional support program, and we are, as far as I know, other ROEs have asked me about that. I don't think any of them have started it yet. So I think we're the only ROE in the state that offers that Nexus program, which has been a big help. And I think as we're helping students more and more before they get to that chronic truant point, we're going to see a reduction in our truancy numbers. But we also have an awesome attendance support team. They work hand in hand with Nexus. And when students get referred to that program that are not involved in Nexus, but they've just started to miss too much school, then our case managers go and work with those families and try and provide supports to help the school district and the family get the student back on track. So two of our biggest programs, they're very busy and they just do an excellent job, but we're slowly starting to see better numbers, as far as truancy and chronic absenteeism, and we're going to continue to hope that that trend grows.
Yeah, so you're taking like the approach of individualized care for these students, and then like you said, you're not waiting until it's too late. You're able to approach the issue before it gets too big. I think that's incredible.
Right.
Do you have any big opportunities coming up for your regional office?
So there's a huge one. There's a new program that Josh mentioned, our alternative school, where students, when they're at that certain point struggling with social emotional issues or have been through multiple traumas, the schools send them to us and we kind of take over and provide those supports. Well, there's a new program now that we work with the school districts and we provide a staff member in their district. And that's the new student mentoring program, and Josh has also been instrumental in getting that up and running and off the ground. So I'll let him talk a little bit about that program, because last year was our pilot year, and we've added some more districts, and I think that's going to continue to grow, but I'll let Josh talk about that.
Yeah, so thanks, Chris. Our student mentor program, basically like Chris said, it's a proactive way for us to provide supports and interventions for students before they get to the chronic absenteeism, before they become a constant discipline issue, or that need extra social emotional support or even academic support. It isn't just for students that are struggling academically, but also students that might be doing really well academically but are struggling social emotionally or struggling to make friends or different things like that, or might not have, both parents might be working at night and they don't have anybody to come watch them play in the ball game that evening. Our student mentors are in the school and they'll do those types of things. They basically are that go-to adult for the students in that building. So how the program works, and in Amboy, some of the data that we received after the pilot year that we just did in Amboy was phenomenal. For example, 28%, we saw a 28% decrease in discipline referrals throughout. It's a junior-senior high program. It goes from 4th grade to 12th grade. Right now is as far as we can go down as 4th grade by statute, by law. And we saw a 28% a decrease in discipline referrals. We saw a 68% increase in attendance for the students that we directly worked with as part of this program. And academically, the number of Fs that the students got from the previous year to this year decreased dramatically as well. So not only is it helping academically, it's helping socially, emotionally, and behaviorally as well. In this program, like Chris said, we put teachers or staff members, ROE employees, into the building, and they meet with students. They have a caseload of around 30 to 40 students. The school and the student mentors work together to try to build that caseload on which students they feel can benefit from this program. And then our mentors reach out to the families, get permission to meet with the students. They meet with the students, and once they get that permission, then they'll meet with the students on a weekly basis, sometimes every day, sometimes a couple days a week, but at least once a week. They'll meet with the students, whether it's for 15 minutes or half an hour or 45 minutes, just kind of depends on the student needs at that moment. And what it also does is really helps our social workers and our counselors that are already in the school, employed by the school districts, because it frees up some of their time and allows them to focus more on career education, academic support, getting ready for college and things like that, because they're not getting inundated with some students who are struggling a little bit socially, emotionally. Our mentors are there as kind of a buffer, and also helps the school administrators. It also helps principals because it's another layer before that student gets sent to the principal's office. They can come meet with our mentors, and our mentors can work with them and give them skills, coping mechanisms, de-escalation skills and tactics to use to help them be more successful, as well as academic support and attendance support as well.
Wow, just another example of how individualized care can be so successful for students.
Yeah, and it's we've got 3 new districts coming on board this year. So Forston School District came on board. Rock Falls District 13 is going to have 1 mentor at Merrill School this year. So we're really excited about that. And then Mount Morency also is coming on board, and we're going to have a mentor at Mount Morency School as well this year. So we're really looking to continue to grow the program. There's a few other ROEs that are doing this program also, and they've seen great success with it. And one principal in Mendota, who we went and toured before we started the program, said she's been a principal for 25 years, and she said, out of my 25 years in education, the student mentor program is the single biggest impactful program that I've ever seen in education. So she said it made that big of a difference in her school. She's a principal of a junior high school in Mendota. So we're really passionate about the program. We're really excited about the future of the program. And our goal ultimately is to get it into all 24 of our public school districts that we serve in our 3 counties.
That makes me so excited for our school districts. It sounds like you guys are going to we've already seeing wild success, and it's just going to be more successful as time goes on.
We hope it continues to grow, and we're really, like I said, we're really excited about it. It's a great program.
That's great. Is there anything else that you guys want to add about back to school season? Any other notes for parents?
I would just add, it's hard to believe, but next week is it. Next Wednesday, most of our school districts will be back in session. I know every morning a lot of you in the public are in a hurry to get to work, and sometimes you cut it close and leave the house a little late. Starting next Wednesday, just remember to leave a little early, give it a little extra time. The school buses will be back out. The kids will be getting on the school buses, and I know it's frustrating if you get behind one, but student safety is so important, and we want the kids to get to school safe. So just know there'll be more traffic on the roads in the morning starting in next Wednesday, and a big part of that will be local children getting on the school buses in all your communities. So please leave a little early, be patient with them, and make sure that our kids can get to school safe.
Well, thank you, Chris and Josh, for joining me today. I wanted to say thank you to our listeners and to our production team, of course. Remember that the Radar Free Press is free, so we do rely on those likes, shares, and comments to keep us thriving. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out theradar.online.